Hello, I'm back with another video. It's just about Christmas time, so I thought I'd make a video about my favorite Christmas songs. I'm probably not the most Christmassy person in the world, but I managed to at least to have a couple of pop songs, Christmas pop songs, for this video that I really do enjoy, mostly around Christmas time. But those songs, I think I could listen to them also in the rest of the year because they're just good, fun pop songs. I'm one of those grumpy kind of persons who hates Christmas shopping first and foremost because of all those last Christmas renditions you have to hear when you're in at shopping malls and things like that all the time. The old Wham song and or the Mariah Carey song, for example. Some of my Christmas songs are maybe a bit more tongue-in-cheek, but some are really kind of sincere Christmas songs, I would say. Let's start with a couple of the more or less sincere Christmas songs. So, huge Beatles fan, of course. Happy Christmas Was Over by John Lennon, or even Plastic Ono Band it was. And it used to be my favorite Beatle or ex-Beatle Christmas song, but it's no longer that. This is not really a ranking. It's not like this is a top 5 and this is number 5 or something like that. But it happens to be these days my least favorite of the 3 big, if you can call it big, ex-Beatle Christmas songs. Even Ringo had Christmas songs. He had a whole album called I Want to Be Santa Claus, but didn't qualify for this video. I'm not really a fan of any of the songs on this album. Can't even remember any. Couldn't even tell you a title of any of those songs. It's like with most of the recent Ringo albums in the past 30 years, nothing much, not very memorable, let's say that. But Happy Christmas Was Over used to be my favorite of the Beatle Christmas songs. Even preferred it to Christmas Time Is Here Again, another contender, the Beatles Christmas song, which was recorded for their fan club only Beatle Christmas record from 1967 it was. And they also attempted it 1 year later for the White Album as a medley with Obla Di Obla Da, but that was shelved. But it's a good Christmas song. But back to Happy Christmas Was Over by John Lennon. One thing that can be held against it, apart from it being very soppy, is that it's a rip-off of Stu, so not very much in the spirit of Christmas. He nicked the melody, the chord structure of that song from the old folk song Stu. I think the Hollies made a version of it, and maybe John Lennon listened to that version of that song and got inspired to nick it. A Christmas solo song that I even prefer to Happy Christmas is a song that's that's ridiculed or almost forgotten. It's George Harrison's attempt at the Christmas hit Ding Dong Ding Dong. That was from the Dark Horse era when his voice was completely shot because of all the cocaine he was using at the time. So a bit of a dark, seedy time in his life, but he made this very cheerful Christmassy song. Maybe it's more of a New Year's song. The lyrics that are often repeated are ring out the old, ring in the new, so it could also be about New Year. But it has a very Christmassy feel. I think he wanted to have a Christmas hit with it. It's also a bit in that glam rock style of Merry Christmas Everybody by Slade, which is another song I like, Merry Christmas Everybody by Slade. Merry Christmas Everybody by Slade is probably the better song than Ding Dong, and Ding Dong was like an attempt 1 year later. Ding Dong is 74, Merry Christmas Everybody is 73. So having a kind of a similar song, Merry Christmas Everybody is probably the more original song, but I'm a Beatle fan, and I like those strange things like George Harrison, at that time very much into Hare Krishna. Just to have a hit attempting a Christmas song and failing with it, that's in a way very interesting to me from a nerd perspective. But the best, I have to say, of the Beatle Christmas songs is, in my opinion, Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time by Paul McCartney. I used to hate that song. That was one of the songs when I was Christmas shopping as a child and it came on and I was already a Beatle fan. I was kind of embarrassed. I thought, that's not the Paul McCartney that I want the world to know of. It's not the cool Paul McCartney. But I've changed my mind. It's basically from the same sessions where McCartney 2 came from. Was recorded in '79 and Christmas Time was released for Christmas '79, but it's the same sessions where he experimented with synthesizers, which brought us his most experimental official album, McCartney 2. And it's even, I think it's more complex than it's given credit for. It's rhythmically kind of strange, a bit dissonant, and it's not that soppy as for example the Lennon one. It's even a more bold song, but in this case it paid off. It was a huge success, and I think it still makes McCartney lots of money year after year. But my two favorite Christmas songs. Oh, before that, maybe honorable mention. Prince, Graffiti Bridge. That's not a Christmas song, but I always thought he should have written Christmas-themed lyrics for that song. Would be the perfect Christmas song. The melody and the arrangement and the instrumentation. It's very Christmas-like, but no Christmas lyrics. With Christmas lyrics released around Christmas 1990, I think it was from 1990, Graffiti Bridge by Prince. It would have been possibly a huge Christmas hit for him at a time when he needed hits. That was when he dried up commercially, and this is a very underrated Prince song, and with Christmas lyrics would have been a hit in my opinion. My two favorite Christmas songs are both maybe tongue-in-cheek songs, one could say. The first is the last real great Kinks classic in my opinion. It's just a small Kinks classic, but to me it's the last really great Kinks song that I really love, and that is really in the same league as the classic stuff from the mid-60s to early 70s. It's from the late 70s. It's the punk rock Christmas song, Father Christmas. Perfect. It's not very Christmas-like in a sincere way, but it's a typical Ray Davies tongue-in-cheek kind of lyrics. And it's musically it's a great rock song in a way. Father Christmas, that's one of those Christmas songs that I think would work all year round, in my opinion. And maybe at this moment, my favorite Christmas song is It Doesn't Often Snow at Christmas by the Pet Shop Boys, which is it's a typical Pet Shop Boys sentiment, that it's sincere in one way, but you could also read it as tongue-in-cheek. The lyrics are a bit over the top and very campy, so I think it's a very fun Christmas song, and with great disco. It's a 90s song by the Pet Shop Boys. It's great 90s Pet Shop Boys disco, neo-disco feel, and yeah, it's a fantastic song, and it's also a great melody. This is at this moment, this year, this Christmas, my favorite, my go-to Christmas song. Those have been at this moment, favorite Christmas songs of all time. Thank you very much for watching.